have the pleasure of welcoming some folks into the studio. Michelle Travis, and then I'm going to ask you guys. You guys just tell me what your names are. We go down the line there. If we got Drake, what?
Travis.
Jake Travis. We got
JC Travis.
JC Travis, and we got
Jake Scheidler.
Okay, move those microphones a little closer. They won't bite you. All right. And we were talking about rodeo today, high school rodeo and Little Britches rodeo. And Michelle, let's start with you, and let's talk about these young folks, what they do, and the high school rodeo team, and talk about Little Britches as well. To give us a little bit of background about it.
Okay, we have, like you said, we have 3 kids here. There's 11, I think, total from Caldwell County that actually compete in all the rodeos. Now, JC and Jake are the only 2 from Caldwell that compete in the high school rodeo. High school competes throughout Kentucky. I'm trying to think of where all we go. Henderson, Scottsville, Liberty.
I know I've seen
Greenville.
stuff from Henderson,
Greenville. Now, Little Britches, they just started the West Kentucky Little Britches this year, or last year.
Okay.
And I'm trying to think. Like I said, there's 11 of them total. This is Drake's first year, and he only competes in one event right now.
What do
It's
you do,
called
Drake?
Flag racing.
What's it called?
Flag racing.
Okay, so tell me, speaking of that microphone, tell me what you do when you flag race.
You run to the first barrel, put a stick into a bucket of
A bucket of sand.
Okay.
and then you run to the second barrel, and then you pick a stick up out of the bucket of sand, and then you run back.
Okay, so of course, they time you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you're on a horse the whole time
Yeah,
doing this.
yeah.
So.
So I was going to say, man, you're on that horse doing it. So how long have you been doing that now, Drake?
He's only competed, I think, 3 times
Okay.
this year because he just, like I said, he just had started this year. He's
But are you
hoping to do more.
Are you having fun though?
Yeah,
Okay. What do you like best about it?
riding a horse.
Yeah, that's fun, isn't it? The only thing, I mean, I love riding horses, but I haven't had very many. They smell good. That's all I have. I love the way they smell. But and JC's shaking her head. Let's go over here. Let's go over here to JC. And JC, been reporting on what you and Jake have been doing. Tell us a little bit about what you compete in and how long you've been doing it, that kind of thing.
Well, I've been in rodeo for about 3 years, but I've been riding horses pretty much my whole life. I compete in 6 events: barrels, poles, breakaway, roping, goat tying, trail course, and ribbon roping.
Wow. Okay. So I forgot part of that. What is ribbon roping?
Well, I have a partner, Alan Morris. He's in Little Britches. He basically has to rope a calf,
Okay.
and I have to run down the rope, grab a flag off the calf's tail, and run back.
Okay. That sounds pretty cool. And the goat roping, that's pretty self-explanatory, right? That lives a goat.
You just run down there, dismount your horse, and tie a goat
tie a goat
together.
feet together. Wow. What's your favorite? All of them?
I'd probably say barrels.
Barrels, yeah. That to me seems like that's what I think a lot of people are most familiar with. And you know, sometimes people think that rodeo is just, you know, what they see on the PBR, whether it's bull riding, it's bronc riding, you know, and it's barrel racing. But there's a whole lot to it, isn't there?
Yeah, there's, how many events is there? There's about 10, 15 events, maybe.
At least
Okay.
total.
And, like, the more you do in Little Britches, the more events there's going to be. High school is just basically for the high school kids, but there's also a Junior Rodeo Association. But I didn't compete in it.
Right.
He did.
Okay.
I don't know what else.
If well, let me. What I guess the point I want to see, if there's kids, yeah, everybody's off, you know, for Christmas break. If there's kids out there listening and they've always been interested in rodeo, I guess my point, one reason I wanted you guys on today, is that, you know, whether, you know, you might not even own a horse right now, or there are people out there that can help you and get you involved in rodeo, aren't
Right.
Go ahead.
Jessica Watson at Broken W Farms.
Yes.
She helps several kids from the community, even out of county,
Right.
learn
She's
how
in
to
charge of Western Kentucky Little Britches.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Jessica is okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and she does. I've been to her facility. She's got a great facility out there, a big arena, and you know, a lot of training and a nice facility out there.
Right.
I mean,
Marley Oliver at Lyon County.
okay.
She works with training kids too. So
Okay.
I'm trying to think if there's anybody else around the county right now, but I'm kind of drawing a blank.
That's okay. That's okay. But the good thing is, and my main point, is having you all. We definitely want to hear what you're talking about, but we also want to give other kids out there that are interested in rodeo that maybe not have the opportunity or say, I'd like to do that, to at least find out about it and see what's interesting. Well, Jake, tell us about some of the things you compete in. You've been doing this quite a while too.
Yes, sir. I started rodeo when I was in the first grade, but in the high school rodeo, I compete in calf roping and team roping, and then in Little Britches, I compete in calf roping, team roping, and ribbon roping.
Wow. So that's what's kind of cool. You think Little Britches, you just think a certain age group, but you can be older and be in the Little Britches circuit, so to speak,
Right.
I guess.
In the Little Britches, they have 3 divisions.
Okay.
They have Little Wrangler, which is the young kids, and
Okay.
then they have the Junior Wrangler.
Like up to 9 is Little Wrangler, and then 10 to 14 is Junior, and
Okay.
then 15 and up is the Senior Division.
And now the
Okay.
Senior Division, you can be a freshman in college.
Really?
Because Alan Morris is, like she said earlier, is one of her partner for the ribbon roping, and he's in college.
He's in
and still
college. Okay.
Can do it, and there's one close to our county, Maggie Farmer. She's in college and she competes too.
Okay.
so.
Jake, what's your favorite, or you just like all of it?
My favorite is probably calf roping.
Yeah, and that's, I guess, the classic calf roping where you're on your horse and let go of the calf. You go down there and lasso it and tie it up.
Yes,
right?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Kind of hog tie the calf, I guess what they call it. I don't know. But it looks like it's an awful lot of fun, but I don't think most people realize that there's a lot of training involved and a lot of
Yes,
work
sir.
in there. It's just like whether you're playing basketball or football or baseball, you got to practice, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Year round.
Yeah, I mean, it is a year-round
Right.
affair, isn't it? And I guess, to me, working with your animal, that's a big part of it, isn't it? To getting that animal ready to help you do what you do.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's your horse's name?
I have 3 horses I compete on. Got a little mare, Bella, gelding, Zach, and another gelding, Alamo.
All right. What about you, JC?
I have,
We're horse poor.
well,
That's all right. At least
the barrel pole horse I compete on, her name is Missy. I got it from Jessica Watson. The roping horse I compete on and do goats on is Lady.
okay.
But then here lately I've been borrowing some horses from Alan Morse.
Okay.
Lady's getting a little bit old.
Lady's getting a little old. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What about you, Drake?
I ride Lady.
You ride Lady. Okay. So Lady is the workhorse of
Right.
the rodeo. What kind of events? We're off for Christmas break. Do you have any events coming up?
The next one is Little Britches, and all the Little Britches rodeos are in Murray
Okay.
for West Kentucky, but
Right.
they can go to other states and compete.
Okay.
Because you have to get, let me ask them, make sure it's five
Five.
times,
and
Five top 7
7.
five
finishes.
top 7.
Okay.
So anyway, the next one is in January.
Next
January
one's in
6th.
and that'll be
at
in Murray.
At Murray.
Okay, and they have that, I guess, out at the Expo Center?
Yes.
Yeah. Where they have the bull blowout and all that
Mhm.
down there. It's really neat. Of course, I graduated high school with Dan Van Hooser, and of course, he runs the rodeo program down there, does a fantastic job. And I'm a graduate of Murray State, and always a good tradition of rodeo down at Murray.
Right.
And
Right.
and they really do a good job, and I don't think a lot of people realize just some of the impact that the Murray State and Murray State Rodeo has in the ability for these kids. We had a local guy, we were just talking about Landon, he
Mhm.
decided he wanted to be, and he's gone down there and thrived in that program
Right.
down there.
Right. So,
So-
I mean, you can start anytime. You don't have to be just in high school. You don't have to, be middle school, whatever. I mean, you can start anytime. And
Can you start if you've never ridden a horse?
Sure.
I'm just kidding. Yeah. Okay. Sign me up. No. But it's really great to see, these kids, because they don't get a lot of the exposure
Right.
that some of the other athletes do, and that's what they are. They're athletes
Right.
because it takes athletic skill, to sit on top of a horse, to make it do what you want it to
Right.
do, to be able to come off that animal
Mhm.
and do that. It's a lot of work and a lot of practice. So
And the past couple of weeks, my kids have just started going to Trilogy to work on
strength and conditioning and
strength,
everything.
agility, balance, everything. So
JC shaking her head. That's your favorite part of it, isn't it?
Yep, when I wake up the next morning and my whole body hurts.
Well, it'll pay off in the long
It
run.
will.
And you know, there you get to the point where if you fly off that animal, and if you're in good condition, you probably would have a better result than if you weren't in good condition, because you know things get pulled and things. But if you work those muscles, then you have a better shot of competing and performing. So, how long will your season run throughout the new year?
Little Britches for West Kentucky finishes in February.
Okay.
The high school finishes in June.
Okay. So it's a pretty long season, isn't it? It's
Yes.
like I said, it's year-round training.
It's year-round. Really, the only time that, well, nationals for high school is in July. So
Okay. And you guys travel quite a bit. It takes a lot of support from parents and rodeo and horse people to
Right.
to get all this done, doesn't it?
Right. If anybody wants to help sponsor any of these kids for anything, holler at us or
Okay.
let you know. And
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah,
be
we'll
glad
get
to
you in
do this.
touch because it takes time, it takes money. I know y'all were recently in Oklahoma. Was
yes,
that where you were?
all
Yeah.
of us went to Oklahoma.
Yeah, all of you. Tell us a little bit about your Oklahoma trip and what you did out there.
Well, I went to two places in Oklahoma. The first place we went to was Guthrie, Oklahoma, at the Lazy Arena for the National Little Britches Finals.
Okay.
And then I went out to Shawnee, Oklahoma, for the International Finals Youth Rodeo, and which it's a big rodeo. Which a lot of the kids that go there don't even rodeo in the high school rodeos. They run IPRA rodeos, which is
Okay.
International Pro Rodeos, and just a bunch of talent, and it's just a really neat rodeo to
Yeah.
go to.
Is it easy in rodeo to learn from your peers? I mean, when you all get together, say you're at an event. I mean, is it do you toss around ideas
Yes,
about
sir.
how to do your craft?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I would think it would be somebody says, well, this works for me,
Right.
and this doesn't work for me. I would think it would be a sport where you could do that.
I've heard all the kids get together and say, well, maybe if you do this, maybe if you, I can't think of all the names that they use, get a pocket, at a certain spot, and just different things that they need to do. They're
Before you're
supporting each
slack
other.
down
They're-
here.
And the camaraderie and the family aspect of this too is just incredible, isn't it?
Yes,
And like you said, it takes a whole family and a whole bunch of people to make all this work.
right. I mean, we said, we just started this a couple years ago, but we've become good friends with several of them. People that
Sure.
we didn't know, we've gotten more friends because of this.
Right. Well, if you're out there listening and you want to be a part or help or you want to, if your child is interested or your young adult into getting into this, how do they get started? Who can they contact?
Well, for Little Britches, you can really contact any of the parents. We can help put you in the
Put you in the right
direction.
direction. Yeah.
For Little Britches, Jessica Watson, Charlie
Right.
Watson, any of them to
Yeah.
get you in that direction for that.
And their place what's that called? Broken W out there.
Broken W
Broken
Farms.
W. That's what I was saying.
Oh,
Broken
Grand
W
Slam.
Farm.
Mhm.
Yeah, love to have them in sometime too. I'd love to have her in and talk about some of the stuff. I've been out there and toured that facility. It's wonderful, and it'd be nice to get her in here
Right.
and talk about more
Right.
how to expand on that because.
Right.
But the main thing is to get these kids some exposure and tell them we're proud of them and
Right.
we want to support them any way we can and just keep up the good work because the sports, rodeo, whatever you do, it keeps you focused on school and what you have to do, so it's a good thing.
Well, for high school, you have to maintain certain grades.
Of course. And I was going to ask you about this, as far as this, when you do the high school, it's done by age. It's not like the high school has a rodeo team here, right? Or is it
No.
affiliate? It's not. It's
It's a
just
statewide team.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's a statewide team, and I wanted to kind of emphasize that it's not necessarily they do high school rodeo, but it's not the Caldwell County High School
No.
rodeo team.
No,
Yeah,
These just happen to be the ones from Caldwell County that are,
on the
Yeah, right.
state high school rodeo
Right.
team. So,
right.
well, all right. I'm so glad to finally get you on here. We've talked about this for a long time.
Right. Just trying to get everybody in here.
Yeah, and
weekend
J- would you say again,
A
Jason?
weekend free.
Yeah, it's pretty busy. Of course, it's Christmas weekend. Busy enough with that. Before we leave, is there anything that we missed that you all want to talk about? Just proud of all your accomplishments. I know you all have done quite well. Some you can't always. It's one of those things. You can't always win them all or do the best. You have off days as well, but you
Right.
just keep on going. I know everybody here has done pretty well in the things they're competing in from
Right.
time to time.
Well, JC made it to nationals in 3 events last year.
Yeah.
This past year. Jake, you made it
I made it in 2.
in
but
2 events. So,
yeah, so that's pretty good.
Right.
That is pretty good. These were the nationals that were the ones out in Oklahoma,
In
correct?
Oklahoma.
Yeah. And that's something that you have to earn to get out there, correct?
Right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, congratulations to you all, and appreciate you taking the time to coming in. And Michelle, always, when you have information, give it to me. You've been good about that. We'll try to get it on the air and let folks know how these young people are performing
Well, I
as they
appreciate it.
continue with their high school career. Wish you best of luck. Stay safe on there. We know, it's when whether you're performing on a soccer field, a football field, baseball, you can always suffer injury. So it seems you think it's a little different though when you're on top of an animal
Right.
that weighs hundreds of pounds,
Right.
and then you have to jump off of it and do something else with an animal.
Right.
So it's a little bit different.
It is.
So.
But they enjoy it, and that's really all that matters.
It does, and it's good for them, I know, and just keep the off-season workouts going. We're proud of you. Thank you so much for coming in, and you all have a Merry Christmas and good luck in your next. You said the next one's in January,
January 6th and 7th.
and that'll be at Murray. So if you're interested in what you're hearing here, head on down to Murray and check out these.
Cost anything?
Doesn't cost anything. It's at the Expo Center. You just take that, go to 5 Points, and go straight. It's down there on the left-hand side. You know where 5 Points in Murray, but.
I know where it is.
Yeah, I bet you do. But anyway, thank you all so much. Have a Merry Christmas, and
Thank you.
appreciate you all taking the time to come in. Congratulations on all your hard work and what you do, and we'll be following you
All right.
All right,
here at the
thank you.
Tiger. All right, that's going to wrap up this edition of Tiger Talk here on your hometown radio station, 103.3 FM, 1580 AM, WPKY The Tiger. My thanks to Michelle Travis, Drake, and JC, and Jake. I got them all. Okay, I got you get your Jake and you get your Jake and your Drake and
Right.
your JC. You can kind of mess that up. You can, especially if you're me. But thank you all so much for coming in and spending some time with us on Tiger Talk, and have a Merry Christmas. That's going to wrap up Tiger Talk on this Wednesday at 8:52. You're listening to Tiger Talk on your hometown radio station, WPKY The Tiger. Hancock's Neighborhood Market on Commerce Street in Cadiz is the place to shop for delicious homemade goods.